is up to everyone. I am a man inside your phone or laptop. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sea Restaurant Podcast. I'm your host, Nate Hoyle. And the date today is a couple goals for the podcast from now on, moving on into the future. And that goal is to let things breathe a little bit, to space it out a little bit, to let the waves rise and fall on my voice memo app. I am a man inside your phone. You don't see me, but I see you. I see you, intensive care unit from the man inside your phone. Professional Nathan Hoyle has been interviewing for jobs. I've had like 3 interviews in the last 2 weeks. I had 2 in the last 2 days, dude, from different places. And it's interesting, man. I was thinking about, you know how people are always worried about their social media, like tweeting or stuff like that, getting them refused a job or getting fired or whatever. I wonder if anyone's ever been refused a job or fired because of like their poems. I mean, I'm sure they have. I'm not saying that's going to happen to me because my poems are brilliant and clearly satire and genius and everyone loves them. But I'm sure there's examples of people who have published short stories, especially now on the internet, but even it'd be funnier if it was before the internet when everything was in print. They were going to apply for a job and then the employer found like their chapbook of poems. They're like, we cannot hire this person. I'm not worried about it, not one bit. Not the slightest. Not the slightest. Because any reader is a good reader, right? Maybe if you just apply to as many jobs as possible and all those employers read your poems, pretty soon you're known throughout the vast professional world for your poetry. I could see it more for the nonfiction as a problem. Well, first and foremost, like breach of confidentiality, which that's always a huge concern of mine. Like, I don't write nonfiction, and I don't even know if I could write something that happened in my real life at this point in my life because I'm in denial of everything. But I could see someone writing nonfiction or something, and then they end up getting in trouble for revealing some dirt or even just revealing personal things. But I don't write nonfiction, so that's not a problem. And my fiction is garbage, so no one will ever read it. So who cares?
Thank you for your application to Dunkin' Donuts Jungle Gym and Winery. Although we respect your experience after catching wind of your chapbook published through Fart Bubble Press.
It's the whole problem with society in this world we live in. They don't want you taking any risks, you know? Artistic risks, career risks. They don't want it. So the structures in place will keep you in place. Ooh. And that's just like a Rage Against the Machine lyric. The structures in place will keep you in place. The structures in place. I do have a little list of things I'm trying to make clear to you guys because one of the worst things that can happen to me personally is being misunderstood. And so I'm trying to avoid that. I'm trying to make some things clear to you. So let's see what my notebook says. Been having fun doing the reels of my poems with the little soundtrack and animation. But the reality is I'm running out of poems in that Footstep Valley book. I didn't do all of them, but I only have a handful left towards the last page. And then once I do that, I'm going to have to figure out a new way to reinvent myself with the videos. So we'll have to see if I do animation or just regular videos. I do swear, though, every week I got to go through my laptop because I get that little notification that my hard drive is full. Just from how much trash I'm making. These podcasts, for example, I have to have two different files, one for the audio for Spotify, one for the video. I have to make a cover for it. And then on top of that, I've got all this other shit, GarageBand stuff, recordings, videos. It's such like a small thing, but I swear to God, it drives me insane. Like when that emblem pops up or I can't upload something or export something so that I upload a file to YouTube, for example, this podcast. If it fails or if I can't download the right thing because my hard drive's full, it sends me into a very flat and empty deadness in which I don't want to do anything anymore. And definitely not finding things to delete because it feels like I'm deleting things like every week. I'm sure that half the stuff on my computer is completely pointless too. It's just so, like, who wants to do that? Who wants to listen to me complain about doing that? No one. All right, 6 minutes in, not bad. What else can I talk about? I guess I could move on to what I have been reading. So yesterday, I actually read the Bible, and I read it front to back in one sitting, in one day, and slowly realized that the Bible was written about me. And this may seem hard to believe, but the Bible was actually written by aliens who live outside of time. And so they knew that I would be here, and they controlled the brains of the Bible writers in order to get them to write about me in the future. And that all became clear to me yesterday after one 24-hour sleepless day of reading the Bible front to back. And the prophet Nathan said unto thee, there will be another Nathan, years from now, completely corrupted by the devil's music of heavy metal. And he will cause great terror and great pain among the world. Oh. Nah, dude, I'm not reading the Bible. Why would I read the Bible? I'm writing my own Bible. How about that? I'm writing my own Bible, and the Bible says that I can do whatever I feel like. So how about that? No, I said what I said. Well, then you write your own Bible that says that you can't do things, and I'll write my own that says I can do whatever I want. Well, then go and read that Bible then. We've already been reading that Bible forever, and look at the world, look at how things are working. In all seriousness, though, I have been reading a book that I'm going to tell you about. It's called The Many Facets of Eyedea, Eyedea, who I have discussed on the podcast before. Twin Cities-based rapper, taken from us too soon, but it's a kind of an autobiography. It's kind of it's actually not an autobiography. It is a biography that quotes him frequently in it. It's an interesting book. I'm sure it's not really what you expect. So let me explain it. So there's different sections of this book that was released posthumously. And the two notable sections and largest sections are, one is his poems and lyrics in the back. There's a portion of those. But then the bulk of the actual book is a kind of biography, but it's told almost entirely in quotes from artists and family members and people in his life, drawn from interviews. And it's pretty interesting because it starts out actually with a list of all the people quoted and who they are in relation to this Eyedea artist whose real name is Michael Larson. And then the whole book, the text of the book, is broken into chapters and sections still, but it's made up entirely out of quotes. But they arranged it so that the quotes flow into one narrative. And the biography does follow a timeline too, and so you get to see the arc of his career. I wanted to talk about two things that his career included that I'm thinking about that are kind of the same thing, but the reactions to them are very opposite in his life from what I've read in this book that I'm talking about, The Many Facets of Eyedea. But he began his career pretty much as a prodigy. Like 13 years old, he was competing in battle rap. And if people know battle rap, although some of it is scripted beforehand and many artists do come with verses planned, a lot of it also is improv and like freestyle rapping. And Eyedea was especially known for being exciting because he was off top freestyling. And from an early age, when he was a teen and stuff, he was competing in huge competitions of freestyle battle rapping, like even competitions that Eminem had attended or huge rap artists had attended. He was sort of like a young prodigy of it. And then by the end of his career, he had gone through studio albums and success, touring and all that. And then ultimately, some of his final projects were doing freeform jazz with freestyling spoken poetry over it. And he wasn't the only one in the band. It was a real band, and there were more than one lyricist in it, too. And you can find videos online, but also they had studio albums. And I just read that section. I haven't finished the book yet. But I just read that section, and I guess the people were really, really upset when they would go to a show expecting to see the battle rapper Eyedea or the studio album Eyedea, and then it would be this freeform jazz band that is entirely improv. And then other people really loved it too. But it kind of, like he had built up his brand of Eyedea, it seems like, and then people would want him to just do songs they already knew, and then it was all improv. But you can listen to two official releases. Okay, getting ahead of myself. So this improv band, the first kind of round of it, after they were called Eyedea and Friends, just as like a performance. But then when they became a band that was going to release projects in physical media, they went under the name Face Candy, and then also toured under Face Candy. And so there are 2 Face Candy CDs that I actually just got in the mail a couple of days ago. They're pretty wild. You can listen to it on streaming or on the internet and stuff, Bandcamp, YouTube, wherever you choose. But I'm a psychopath, and so I have to get physical media when I feel like there is the possibility of it going out of print and whatnot. And also, Eydea's kind of been my artist of study for at least the last month or so. I've been familiar with him for like 10 years or more, but 9 or 10 years maybe. But just the last couple of months, I've really done kind of a deep dive into his career. I don't know why I'm like that. Because like I don't really have like I don't really have like favorite things. Like if you ask me what's my top 5 of like what these albums or what's my top 5 this type of artist or whatever, I could come up with it. But I feel like I personally go through waves of like months where I just like am always listening to something or watching a show, studying a musician or a career. I kind of go through waves like that for some reason. And it's just as much reflective of my own interest in being an artist as it is my interest in that specific art too. But yeah, in this moment, not the band in this moment, I'm saying in this moment, Eydea's kind of been my guy of research. And I don't know why I feel like I need to explain myself, but there's also an odd pressure knowing that my attention is going to move away when I'm trying to study something or get fully immersed in their world. I feel like Eyedea is a particularly specific case because he was very rebellious and very underground, and his career, it wasn't unfocused is the wrong word. It's more like free. His career was very free, despite it kind of all being music that I'm looking at. Sorry, I think someone's at the door.
I am back. I am Nate Hoyle. I am still human.
No, but I think the only exception of what I was talking about, excuse me, something in my throat there. I think I just needed to run an update, right? Nah, but for literature, I usually just read one book at a time from an author. And then those ones I have my favorites because, it takes way longer. I just feel like albums, you can listen to a whole band's discography in a matter of a week, even if you're busy. Just throw a headphone in when you're doing laundry, doing the dishes. Throw 2 headphones in when you're driving your car and not hear the slamming of brakes, the shattering of glass. Now, literature is a slower process, so what I do with those is I'll read one book by one author and then I'll buy more or research more and then I'll finish the book and then I won't read another one because, books take me about a month or sometimes a couple weeks unless it's you can really cruise through it. If it's literature, you have to kind of digest, especially fiction and whatnot. Maybe it's even better not to be binging novels if it's something you're studying.
Every day I'm studying.
That was the nerdiest thing I've ever done. Not only were the words nerdy, but the song choice to parody. Oh my god, dude. What was that band called? ROFL. ROFL. Remember that one? LOL outlived it all, probably because LOL is the shortest. But ironically, it is not shorter than HA. HA. But LMAO, LMFAO, those ones I think kind of snuck through the battlegrounds of dead internet lingo and still are seen scattered throughout today. But ROFL, is that what it was? Rolling on the floor. ROTFL, rolling on the floor laughing. Well, it's been a minute since anybody's done that, am I right? I think the biggest problem is that I don't know if I've ever rolled on the floor while laughing. What they should have had is slapping my knee laughing. SMK. I guess that's too close to another one. SMD. IYK. I started getting some YouTube algorithm of the old viral videos that were popular back in when YouTube just started. That a lot of them were news reports gone wrong or reporters messing up. There was that one that was the dude was a substitute. He wasn't supposed to even be a reporter. And he was trying to announce the sports highlights. And I don't even know if these would still be funny. I feel like when I was watching through these, they were nostalgic more than funny. But I understand why they were funny because at the time, the environment of things was a little different. We used to watch America's Funniest Home Videos. And now we just have constant America's Home Videos right in the palm of our hand. Wonder if that show is still on. If it just shows viral TikTok videos or something. But anyway, there was the one that the dude goes, boom goes the dynamite. He's he wasn't supposed to be the reporter. He was a fill-in and he wasn't prepared. And he's having a really hard time announcing the highlights. Which is probably honestly what would have happened to me if I'm being real about it. But then he's announcing the highlights. He goes, and he passes it to the man, and boom goes the dynamite. There were a few other ones news reporters not knowing that they were rolling and stuff like that. I was getting nostalgic for the 2000s, which are not like Taco Bell is trying to freaking report it as. It's like, oh, these are the flavors of the 2000s. And then it's like literally just the modern version of the 2000s, which is like way over stylized. Ooh, grumpy old man Nate. But I wanted to find a clip of them being like, let's bring it back to the 2000s. And then just have a video of me trying to unpeel that plastic sticker that used to be over the top of CDs. You remember those? They take forever to peel off. It's like they had like the label with the sticker so that you couldn't open it and steal the CD. And so you had to peel it off, but it was like you have to have fingernails. You have to like peel it into shreds to get it off. Nostalgia.
Everybody say goodbye to the man inside your phone or laptop. It's the man who watches you, but you don't see him. Inside your phone, inside your phone, inside your phone, inside your phone.
Bye. Oh, I was gonna do a little throwback action, a little pick and roll, little what are they called? Flea flicker, little loop de loop, little. I'm trying to find what the date is while I'm talking. Sorry for being insane. All right, this is the next one is going to be from 12/18/24, which is December 18th in the year of 2024 for those who need more clarity about that. I had a great time today, guys. I really did. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me and to hear what I have to say and smile and nod and pretend like it even matters. And thank you for not hating me, too. Thank you for not abandoning me. Bye. Get out.